Hi, so this is a quick tour of ACL Browser, a feature within NetTools which allows us to actually look at the ACLs in the Active Directory. So it's a quick and easy way to browse the ACLs and security permissions in the directory, as opposed to the standard Active Directory using computers, which is quite slow and painful to actually browse it. And NetTools will let you just see it browse. And as we click on each object, you actually get displayed the ACL, and then when you actually click on it, you actually get to see the ACE. Now, so what we have here is we have the icons here actually display the meaning. So as we see here, we've got a little no entry sign, which means it couldn't actually read the ACLs for that particular object. Plus means that there's a new ACL being assigned. If we go and look down here, we can see the exclamation mark is that block inheritance has been set on that particular folder or OU. So as we browse through, we can actually see these, and over here we can actually see what we've actually got for our permissions, whether they're allowed or denied. And so if we look at sort of users, this has got the typical sort of deny, and we can see it's deny, delete, and subtree, which is the now default permissions where you can actually stop accidental deletion. So other features in here, so what we can actually do is we can actually show the actual ACL flags. So we can actually, as we click on the ACE, so we get the top part of the ACL, and then we actually get what the ACE is. So we can actually see the actual particular permissions. And as we go through the different types, we've got the object type ACE, and then we've just got the allow ACE. So they're slightly different in that as they present. When you look at it from this view, you'll see it as an object, and also we'll see that what object it actually applies to, displayed at the top. We can also display SIDs, so if you're interested in what SID is actually been assigned to that permission, you can actually see those as well by displaying the SID column. And if we want to, we can actually include the the SACL as well. So if we click that option, you do need to have the security permissions enabled to actually let you see the SACL, but you can see that. One of the features of the ACL browser as well is that as you browse through different objects, we just refresh that to display all. If we select a class, what we can see here, we just find user, click on user, and what we can actually see is we can actually see default schema browser. So there's actually a number of tabs which are actually displayed as you go through various objects. So you've got standard DACL, this is your schema permissions, you've got SACL, and if you have Exchange enabled and you've got mailbox permissions, the mailbox permissions will also be displayed here as well. So you can actually browse all the different security settings or permissions on any of the objects in the directory. One of the other features of the ACL browser is that we can actually do this trustee option. Now, what trustee option allows us to do is that we can actually choose a trustee, a particular user or an object, or user, or it can be a computer, it could be a group. So if we choose a user, and we can actually select how they're actually going to log on. So we can actually do interactive logon, specify the domain, they're in this organization, and what this will do is it'll build an access token. And so this is the access token for the user, and what we can actually do from here, we can actually manipulate this. So we can actually add more security tokens if you wanted to sort of do predictive look at what permissions a user would get if they had an additional security token added, or if you actually remove something, so you can actually then see what the actual impact of that was. So by clicking OK, what now happens is that based on that security token which you've just assigned, it will actually show you which permissions are actually applicable to that token. So you can actually go through and then look at what permissions that user would actually receive if they actually tried to actually read or access the Active Directory. So that's a quick way to actually check your permissions. We can do clear and then go back through, and it'll just return it back and turn off the trustee mode. So that was a quick look at ACL Browser. Thanks.